I got to experience a great experience in my baseball life. I started playing when I was about 6 years old, and I got to play well into my 40s. Then I got to become a coach, which was a lot of fun. I coached my son's travel team through his time in high school. I went from being a player to being a coach. When I was running my IT services company, as I scaled, I got to the point where I began to hire salespeople. So again, I shifted from principal or owner-led sales into a sales manager role. Many challenges come with this. For one, owners and executives of companies know more about their business than the average sales rep will. Next, the executive feels that the salesperson now has 40 hours of a week to be able to focus on sales and should be able to do more. So they look at tracking their activities. Sales is a skill. It's a cognitive profession. It requires knowledge, understanding, thought, and experience. It is not a cadence or an activity. So if you're a sales leader and cannot tell if reps are making progress, is that the rep's fault or is it the leader's fault? How can you tell if the salesperson is working? There's nothing in the pipeline. There's no first-time appointments with prospects. That's a pretty good indicator. Their job is revenue generation. That's the leading indicator and metric that you should be tracking. They should be trained to develop revenue. Sales is, again, a skill, not an activity, right? Is being an engineer a skill or an activity? So let's touch all the bases on how to improve as a sales leader. 1. Establish KPIs around first-time appointments. Set them up where networking events, where your target client profile goes. Ask them to cultivate a top 200 of prospects in your target industry and establish quotas or sales targets when they are hired. If they're already onboarded, set these up as soon as possible. 2. Weekly one-on-one meetings with your salesperson. Get to know them as a person. Ask them how their week was. How can you help them out? How many first-time appointments did they have last week? How many do they have scheduled this week? Who did they talk to? What did they talk about? Review the pipeline and ask them how you can help them be more successful. 3. Weekly meetings with the sales team, mostly focused on learning and training. 4. Go out with them on appointments. Be there for them. Do a deep dive after the call and say, hey, what did we do well? What could we improve upon? Your job is to be a leader and a guide to them. Invest your time in them and they will be successful.
Play ball.